The consequence of soaring energy prices on minority and low-income households is severe. An alarming disproportionate share of these families' income is spent on heating, lighting their homes, and fueling their cars, resulting in less food on the table, fewer school supplies, and depleted resources to purchase medical care and housing. What affects these communities not only impacts our company's bottom line, it also speaks to who we are as a people. Founded in 1977 amidst an energy crisis, the American Association of Blacks in Energy was created to ensure that African American and other minority communities would have a voice in the debate and formulation of energy policy. More than 3 decades later, we are still facing unprecedented energy challenges that, if not addressed carefully and fairly, will impose unbearable and unconscionable costs on family and businesses that can least afford to pay. Now more than ever before, the AABE focus on enabling dialogue and building bridges is critically needed between policymaker and constituent, between community and business. AABE's national conferences and local chapter meetings create venues where energy technicians, engineers, scientists, and senior management share perspectives, craft solutions, enhance their value as employees, and support the company's bottom line while protecting the more vulnerable members of our society. And most importantly, AABE gives its members the opportunity to champion the needs and aspirations of the communities they serve.
And one of the things that I do is I go out into the community and talk with a lot of students.
Additionally, AABE scholarships, mentorships, internships encourage students to enter the energy industry, expanding the pipeline for future leaders and innovators. AABE, sound technical analysis, community awareness, bridging energy companies, regulators, and the communities they serve, providing diverse energy perspectives, identifying, nurturing the next generation of energy leaders. This is AABE, and now is the time.
We have a mission that we're all very, very passionate about, and that is to be the voice of people in our communities, people who look like us, African Americans and other minorities who traditionally have paid a disproportionate share of their income for energy.
It's about the people who worry about paying their power bill every day. It's about the single mom with her kids who can't just say, oh wow, I won't pay my electric bill for the next 5 months, but who sits down every month and tries to figure out how they're going to pay that electric bill and put gas in that car and feed their kids and buy new school clothes and get some books and all that stuff that makes up the decision-making process. And so that's what we care about. That is a customer base for all of us, and it's an important customer base. And we've got to find a way to make sure those things that affect our industry affect that population the least, or at least we understand those impacts and how we can temper those impacts.
I mean, this business is a complex thing. There are a lot of moving parts, and in order, you have to have people who are in the industry be able to describe those things, be able to describe the unintended consequences that others may not even be aware of. And so for that reason, it is so critically important that we are engaged in this process. And again, it's not just the right thing to do, but truly from where I sit, it's what we must do.
And what we found was that there are some important differences in the African American community that people ought to know about as they're making energy policy. It put us on the map as an organization that has good data to share and an organization that bases its policies on information, on facts, not just on emotion. And I think that that has been changing the tenor of the debate. It's allowed us to put forth our energy policy principles. It's allowed us to brief key energy staff in Congress, energy policymakers at the state level. It really is what has allowed us to go forth confidently, and also has brought people to us asking us to get involved.
A lot of people who were in the room obviously come from congressional offices that represent districts with large African American constituencies in them. And so I think that some of the things that they heard today tended to reinforce some of the messages that perhaps they were hearing from people back home, that rising energy prices really are a serious concern to people with modest and lower incomes, working families. Those are things that all congressional offices are hearing, and obviously many of the congressional offices represented here are already hearing that message.
I think when we're talking to people in the community, it's a question of not what does this facility do, or how does it help Con Edison. It has to help people who live here.
Right.
And I think
Con Edison, we've been supporting AABE for over 20 years. We have over 100 employees actively involved in AABE. It's a very active organization in the company. It's probably one of the most active organizations that we have in the company. It provides a lot of opportunities for our employees to hear from others, to hear a lot about what's going on in the energy business. It helps educate them. They do a lot of networking. They expand the body of knowledge of the employees, within the company. They then go out and talk to people, whether it's in the community, government officials, elected officials, about the importance of the energy policies and the environmental policies and how they intertwine together. And that's valuable for our employees, it's valuable for the company, and it's great for society to get those diverse views heard.
Our opinions are being sought because we've got the data to back up what we're saying. We have a different perspective based on the information that we're gathering on the energy issues and concerns of African Americans around this country. And we've got people of technical skill and knowledge representing us in those conversations. We are changing the nature of the debate in ways that can only inure to the good of our companies and our communities.
The voice of AABE Now is such that we're talking about public policy issues that affect not just the African American community, but the energy industry. And the customers of all of our energy sector companies are the very people who identify with the membership of AABE. And if our voice is educated, our voice is credible. If the voice is credible, we become an asset for the industry in promulgating policies that make sense, that contribute to the bottom line, that make sense environmentally. It really is about arming the voices that contribute to the public policy debate.
AABE seems to be able to now stand up and take his rightful place in the role of providing information and education for people who are different and underrepresented.
AABE, sound technical analysis, community awareness, bridging energy companies, regulators, and the communities they serve, providing diverse energy perspectives, identifying, nurturing the next generation of energy leaders. This is AABE, and now is the time.